Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Genesis 15 to 21, Proverbs 19, and Psalm 115. Let's get started. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abraham in a vision. Fear not, Abraham, I am your shield. Your reward shall be very great. But Abraham said, O Lord God, what will you give me? For I continue childless, and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus. And Abraham said, Behold, you have given me no offspring, and remember my household will be my heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him. This man shall not be your heir, your very own son shall be your heir. And he brought him outside and said, Look toward heaven and number the stars, and if you are able to number them. And he said to him, Sure shall your offspring be. And he believed the Lord, and he counted it to him as righteousness. And he said to him, I am the Lord who brought you out of the Chaldeans to give you the land to possess. And he said, O Lord God, how am I to know that I shall possess it? He said to him, Bring me a heifer 3 years old, a female goat 3 years old, a ram 3 years old, a turtle and a young pigeon. And he brought him all these, cut them in half, and laid each half over against the other. But he did not cut the birds in half. And when the birds of prey came down on the carcasses, Abraham drove them away. And as the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell on Abraham, and behold, dreadful and great darkness fell upon him. And the Lord said to Abraham, Know for certain that your offspring will be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and will be servants there. And they will be afflicted for 400 years, and no one will bring judgment on the nation that they serve. And after they shall come out with great possession. As for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried in a good old age, and they shall come back here in 4th generation. And the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete. And the sun had gone down, and it was dark, and the Lord was making a fire pot, and flaming torch passed between these pieces. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, saying, To your offspring I will give this land, from the river Egypt to the great Euphrates, the river Euphrates, the land of the Kenites, the Kenizzites, the Cadmonites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephaim, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children. She had a female Egyptian servant whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said to Abram, Behold now, the Lord has prevented me from bearing children. Go into my servant. It may be that I shall obtain children by her. And Abram listened to the voice of Sarai. So after Abram had lived 10 years in the land of Canaan, Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar the Egyptian, her servant, and gave her to Abram, her husband, as a wife. And she went into Hagar, and she conceived. And she saw that she had conceived, and lived in as content on her mistress. And Sarah said to Abram, May the wrong done on me be on you. I gave myself to your embrace. And when she saw that she had conceived, she looked on me with contempt. And the Lord judged between you and me. Now Abram said to Sarah, Behold, your servant is in your power. Teach her as you please. And Sarah dealt harshly with her, and she fled from her. The angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water in the wilderness, the spring on the way to Shur. And she said, Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going? She said, I am fleeing from my mistress Sarai. The angel of the Lord said to her, Return from your mistress and submit to her. The angel of the Lord also said to her, Now shall we multiply your offspring, so that they cannot be numbered from multitude. And the angel of the Lord said to her, Behold, you are pregnant and shall bear a son. She shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has listened to your affliction. She shall be a wild donkey of man, his hand against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. He shall draw over all against all his kinsmen. And she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her, You are God of sea. And she said, Truly I have seen him who looks after me. Therefore the well was called Beer-lahai-roi, and lies between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bore Abraham a son, and Abraham called the name of his son, whom Hagar bore Ishmael. Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to Abraham. Then Abraham was 99 years old. And the Lord appeared to Abraham and said to him, I am God Almighty, walk before me and make likeness, that I may make my covenant between me and you, and may multiply you greatly. Then Abraham fell on his face, and then God said to him, my covenant is with you. And you shall be the father of a multitude of nations. No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham. For I have made you father of a multitude of nations. And I will make it exceedingly fruitful, and I will make it into nations, and kings shall come from you. And I will establish my covenant between me and you, and your offspring after you throughout their generations for an everlasting covenant to you, God, to you, and to your offspring after you. And I will give to you and to your offspring after you the land of your sojournings, and of the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession. possession, and I'll be their God. And God said to Abraham, as you shall keep my covenant, and you and your offspring after you throughout the generations. This is my covenant which you shall keep between me and you and your offspring after you. Every male among you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you. He who is 8 days old among you shall be circumcised. Every male throughout your generation, whether born in your house or bought with the money from any foreigner who is not your offspring, both he who is born in your house and he who is bought with your money shall surely be circumcised. So shall my covenant be in your flesh, an everlasting covenant. Any uncircumcised male who is not circumcised in the flesh, and his foreskin shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. Then God said to Abraham, and as for Sarah your wife, you shall not call her name Sarah, and Sarah shall be your name. Shall be in me. I will bless her, and moreover I will give you a son by her. I will bless her, and she shall become nations. Kings of people shall come from her. And Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said to himself, shall a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? Shall Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child? And Abraham said to God, "Pray that Ishmael might live before you." And God said, "No, but Sarah your wife shall bear you a son, and shall call his name Isaac. I will establish my covenant with it, and an everlasting covenant by Isaac for his offspring after him. As for Ishmael, I have heard you, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful and multiply him greatly. He shall father 12 princes, and make him into a great nation. I will establish my covenant with Isaac. And Sarah shall bear to you at this time next year." And he had finished talking with him. God went up from Abraham, and Abraham took Ishmael's son and those born in his house, and brought with his money every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin separated. As God said to him, Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised the flesh of all nations of the first foreskin. That very day, Abraham and his son Ishmael were circumcised, and all the men of his house, those born in the house and those bought with money from a foreigner, were circumcised with him. And then the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre, as he sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing in front of it. And then he saw them. He ran from the tent door to meet them, and bowed himself to the earth, and said, "O Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree, while I bring a morsel of bread, and that you may refresh yourself, and after that you may pass on, should you come to yourself." So they said, "Do as you say." Then Abraham went quickly into his tent to Sarah and said, "Quick, 3 seahs of fine flour, knead it and make cakes." And Abraham ran to the house and took a calf, tending it, and gave it to a young man who prepared it quickly. And he took curds and milk and the calf that he had prepared, and set it before them. And he too stood by them under a tree while they ate. And they said to him, "Where's Sarah your wife?" And she said, "She is in the tent." And the Lord said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife shall have a son." And Sarah was listening at the tent door behind her. And Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years. The way of woman had ceased to be with Sarah. So Sarah laughed to herself, saying, "After I am worn out, and my Lord is old, shall I have pleasure?" And the Lord said to Abraham, "Why does Sarah laugh and say, shall I indeed bear a child, now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time I will return to you about this time next year, and Sarah shall have a son." And Sarah denied it, saying, "I did not laugh," but she was afraid. He said, "No, but you did laugh." And the men set out from there, and they looked out towards him. And Abraham went with them to set them on their way. And the Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham all that I am about to do, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him? For I have chosen him, and he may command his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, so that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has promised him." And the Lord said, "Because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is very grave, I will go down to see whether they have done together according to this outcry that has come to me, and if not, I'll know." So the men turned from there and went towards Sodom, and Abraham still stood there before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, "We indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked. Sure, suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will we then sweep away the place and not spare for the 50 righteous all in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to put the righteous to bear and with the wicked. so that the righteous for the wicked. Far be that from me. For I am not the judge of all the earth. Do you want to trust? And the Lord said, if I find out 750 righteous in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake. Abraham answered and said, behold, I have undertaken to seek the Lord. Like you and dusted ashes. Suppose 550 righteous are lacking. You destroy the whole city for a lack of 5. And I said, I will not destroy if I find 45 there. Again he spoke to him and said, suppose 40 of them found there. And he answered, for the sake of 40 I will not do it. And he said, let them not be angry. And I will see, suppose 30 I found there. He answered, I will not do it if I find 30 there. He said, suppose behold, I have undertaken to seek the Lord. Suppose 20 I found there. He answered, for the sake of 20 I will not do it. He said, and let not the Lord be angry. I will speak again, but this once. Suppose 10 are found there. He answered, for the sake of 10 I will not destroy. And the Lord put his way, and he had finished speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. And 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And Lot saw them, he rose to meet them, and bowed himself with his face to the earth, and said, my Lord, please turn aside to your servant's house, and spend the night, and wash your feet, and you may rise up early, and go on your way. And he said, no, we will spend the night in the town square. And he pressed them strongly, so they turned aside to him and entered his house. And they made him a feast and baked unleavened bread. They ate, and before they ate, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both young and old, and all the people to the last man, surrounded the house. And they called to Lot, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them. Lot went out to the men at the entrance, saying, shut the door after him, and said, I beg you, my brothers, do not act so wickedly. Behold, I have 2 daughters who have not known any man. Let me bring them out to you. And do them as you please, and only do nothing to these men. And they have come under the shelter of my roof. And they said, stand back, and they stand. This fellow came to C.Jun, and he's become the judge. Now he will do your worse with you than with them. Then they pressed hard against the men, Lot and Jun, to break the door down. But the men reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house with them, and shut the door. And they struck with blindness the men who were at the entrance of the house, both small and great, so that they wore themselves out groping for the door. And the men said to Lot, have you anyone else here, sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone you have in the sea? Bring them out of that place. We are about to destroy this place. And because the outcry against his people has become great before the Lord, and the Lord sent us to destroy. So Lot went out and said to his sons-in-law, who were to marry his daughters, Lot, get out of this place, for the Lord is about to destroy the city. And he seemed to his sons-in-law to be jesting. As morning dawned, the angels urged Lot, saying, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be swept away in the punishment of the city. But he lingered. So the men seized him and his wife and his 2 daughters by the hand, and the Lord being merciful to them. And they brought him out and set him outside the city, and he merciful to them. And they brought him out and set them outside the city. And as they brought him out, once escape for your life, do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the hills, lest you be swept away. And Lot said to them, no, my lords, your servant has found favor in your sight. Then you show me great kindness in saving my life. I cannot escape to the hills, lest the disaster overtake me and I die. The sea is near enough to flee to, and it's little one, let me escape. There isn't a little one. My life will be safe, he said to him. I grant you this favor, I said, and I'll not overthrow the city over 2 seconds. Escape there quickly, for I can do nothing until you arrive there. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun had risen on the earth when Lot came to Zoar. Then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah, sulfur and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Then he overthrew those cities in the north of the valley and all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. Then Lot's wife behind him looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham went early in the morning to the place where he had stood before the Lord. And he went down towards Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the valley. And he looked, and behold, the smoke of the land went up to like the smoke of a furnace. So was that. When God destroyed the cities of the valley, God remembered Abraham and sent out Lot out of the midst of the overthrow. And he overthrew the cities in which Lot had lived. Now Lot went out of Zoar and lived in the hills with his 2 daughters. He was afraid to live in Zoar. And he lived in a cave with his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said to the younger, our fathers are that there is not a man on earth to come into us after the manner of all the earth. Let us make our father drink wine, and we will drink meal lie with it, and we will preserve offspring after our father. And so they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with their father. He did not know when he lay down or when she arose. The next day the firstborn said to him, Behold, I lay last night with my father, but let him make a wine tonight, I said, and you go on and lie with him, that we may preserve offspring from my father. And I make their father drink wine, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both the daughters of Lot became pregnant by their father. The first one born a son and called his name Bob. He is the father of Moab, was to this day. The younger is also, and called his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of the Ammonites to this day. From there Abraham journeyed toward the country of the Negev and lived between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah's wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar said, and took Sarah with God, and came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to Behold, you are a dead man because of the woman you have taken. She is a man's wife. And now Abimelech had not approached her. So he said, Lord, will you kill innocent people? Did he not himself say to me, She is my sister? And she herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and the innocence of my hands I have done this. And God said to him in the dream, Yes, I know that you have done this in the integrity of your heart. And it was I kept you from sinning against me. Therefore I did not let you touch her. Now then, return the man's wife. He is a prophet, so that he will pray for you, and you shall live. If you do not return her, and that you shall surely die, you and all that are yours. And so Abimelech rose early in the morning, and called all the servants, and told them all these things. And the men were very much afraid. And Abimelech called Abraham, and said to him, What have you done to us? And how have I sinned against you, that you have brought on me and my kingdom of great sin? You have done to me things that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said to Abraham, Why did you see that you did this thing? Abraham said, I did it because I thought, There's no fear of God at all in this place, and they'll kill me because of my wife. And he thought, She is indeed my sister, the daughter of my father, thrown up the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And when God caused me to wander from my father's house, and I said, so this is the kindness you must do me, and every place to which we come, save me, he is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen, and male servants and female servants, and gave them to Abraham, and returned Sarah his wife to them. And Abimelech said, my land is before you, draw why it pleases you. To Sarah he said, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver, as a sign of your innocence in the eyes of all who are with you, and before everyone you are vindicated. And Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, and also healed his wife, and female slaves, so that they bore children. And the Lord had closed all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And the Lord visited Sarah, as he said, and the Lord said to Sarah as he promised, and Sarah conceived and bore Abraham his son in his old age, at the time of which God had spoken to him. Abraham called the name of his son, who was born to him, and Sarah bore Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, whom he was 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. And Sarah said, God makes laughter for me, everyone hears will laugh over me. And she said, Really, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? Yet I bore him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned. Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom she had born to Abraham, laughing. And she said to Abraham, Cast out the slave woman with her son, for the son of the slave woman shall not be here with my son Isaac. And this thing was not very displeasing to Abraham on account of my son. And God said to Abraham, Be not displeased because of the boy and because of your slave woman. Whatever Sarah says to you, do as she tells you. And that Isaac shall your offspring be named. And I will make a nation of the son of the slave woman. Also because he is your offspring. So Abraham raised Eli in the morning, and took bread and a skin of water, and gave it to Hagar, and under her shoulder, along with her child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water and the skin was cold. She put the child under one of the bushes, and she went and sat down opposite a good way off, about the distance of a very short. But she said, I did not look on the death of the child. And she sat opposite him. She lifted up her voice and begged, and God heard the voice of the boy, and the angel of the Lord called to Hagar from heaven, and said to her, What troubles you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Lift the boy and hold him fast with your hand, and I'll make him into a great nation. And then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the skin with water and gave the boy a drink. And God was with the boy and grew up. He lived in the wilderness and became an expert with the bow. He lived in the wilderness apparent, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Egypt. At the time, Abimelech and Phi called the commander of his army, said to Abraham, "Because with you and all that you do, now therefore swear to me here by God, you will not deal falsely with me, or with my descendants, or with my posterity. As I have dealt kindly with you, so you will deal with me and with the headland where you sojourn." Abraham said, "I'll swear." And Abraham reproved Abimelech about the well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized. And Abimelech said, "I do not know who has done this, and you did not tell me. I have not heard of it until today." So Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech. And the two men made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock apart. And Abimelech said to Abraham, "What is the meaning of these 7 ewe lambs that you have set apart?" He said, "These 7 ewe lambs you will take from my hand, but this may be a witness to me that I dug this well." And therefore that place was called Beersheba, because there both of them swore an oath. So they made a covenant at Beersheba. And Abimelech and Phi, the commander of his army, raised their and returned to the land of the Philistines. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. Abraham sojourned many days in the land of the Philistines. Proverbs 19. Better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool. Desire without knowledge is not good, and whoever makes haste with sweetness is away. But a man fully brings his way to his outrages against the law. Wealth brings many new friends, but a poor man is dissatisfied by his way. A false witness will not go and punish me. You see, not go and punish. And he who breathes out lies will not escape. Many seek the favor of generous men, and everyone is a friend to a man who gives gifts. No, a poor man's brothers hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursues them with words, does not have them. Whoever gets sense loves his own soul. He keeps on sin and will discover them. False witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will perish. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury, not for a slave to rule over peace. Business makes one slave. Play to anger and his glory to overlook an offense. And the king's death is like an overgrowling of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. For his son is a ruin to his father, noise quarreling is continual dripping of rain. House and mother inherited from father, but freedom wealth is without the law. Solomon is cast into a deep sleep, and not a person will suffer hunger. Whoever keeps the commandment keeps him alive. He is despised his ways will die. Whoever is generous and will lend to the Lord, he will repay him for his deed. This is your son for their head. Do not set your heart on putting him to death. And a man of great wrath will pay the penalty. And if you deliver him, you will only have to do it again. Listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future. Many other plans the mind of man, and it is just the purpose of the Lord that will stay. What is desired in man is death is love, and a war is better than life. The fear of the Lord leads to life, and whoever has it rests satisfied. He cannot be visited by hell. Slugger buries his hand in the dish, and will not even bring it back to his mouth. Strike a scoffer, and the simple lamb brings. Reproof a man of understanding, he will gain knowledge. He who does violence to his father and chases away his mother. His son brings shame and reproach. She used to hear instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge of worthless witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked devices the good. Eager damnation is ready for the scoffers, and meaning for the backs of fools. Psalm 115. Not to us, O Lord, not to us, but to your name give glory for this day. Sake of your steadfast love and your faithfulness. Why should the nations say, where's their God? Our God is in the heavens, he does all that he places. Then idols are so illegal. The work of human hands, they must but do not speak. Eyes but do not see, their ears but do not hear, nose but do not smell. They have hands but do not feel, feet but do not walk. They do not make a sound, they throw. I should make them become like them, so do all trust in them. Israel shall trust in the Lord, he is their help and their shield. And house of Aaron trust in the Lord, he is their help and their shield. He who fears the Lord trusts in the Lord, he is their help and their shield. The Lord has remembered us, he will bless us. He will bless the house of Israel, he will bless the house of Aaron, he will bless those who fear the Lord. Praise the Son of the great name, and the Lord will give you answers, you and your children. He will bless by the Lord, who made heaven and earth, and heaven are the Lord's heavens, and the earth he has given to the children of men. The dead do not praise the Lord, nor do any good and injustice. But we will bless the Lord, who should have forth and forevermore. Praise the Lord. Now that is done, I shall now to the Lord's prayer, who is by your hands, our Father in heaven. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And give us our daily bread. And give us our sins, as we forgive our debtors. Please not take temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.